Hi, welcome to Vaguely Anime podcast. Wow, already fucked it up in the beginning.
Wow,
anyway,
doing great, Michael.
this is the weekly, not actually weekly, Weeb Talk with fellow Weeb 1, Michael, fellow Weeb 2,
Sage,
and fellow Weeb 3,
Colin.
Everybody else wasn't here, so we decided we're the biggest weebs. We're just going to talk as in-depth about anime as we can and want to this week.
I mean, now we don't have to stop when it's like, oh, they haven't seen the show, they can't contribute to this conversation, and we're just going on for like 50 minutes about Naruto.
Yeah, you say we stop, but we don't.
we just plow ahead and
We
we're like, are
wait
you going to
until-
watch this? No? Okay, let's keep
We
going.
wait until somebody says something,
And
which is,
usually never.
it's really funny. Me and Sage were in the car today for work. We had to be in the car together for an hour and a half, and when it started, she was like, Colin, talk to me about Dragon Ball. Explain and I was like talking about something. I was like, oh, so the Namek Saga. Do you know anything about it? And she's like, no. That hour and a half car ride was just me explaining the Namek Saga and not in depth.
Yeah, he was like, I'm trying to speed run this right now, but it was very confusing, and I'm like,
It
Bro,
took
you
five.
wanna
It
speed-
took
you wanna
5
speed
Namek
run of-
minutes.
you wanna
It took
speed-
5 minutes.
You want a speed run of the Namek Saga? 3 people show up on Namek. They get into a fight with with 5 people. They beat up the 5 people, but they get their asses handed to them. One person shows up on Namek, beats up all 5, and then he gets really hurt. So he is out of commission for a little bit in a time chamber that heals him. The 3 go and fight again, but they end up at the big bad guy, the really biggest bad guy there is. Then they get their asses kicked. So then guy in the chamber comes back. He's healed, he's stronger, he's fighting him. 5 minutes goes by, or in other words, 19 episodes, and then he wins, and they leave, and then the planet explodes.
wait,
Bam.
why does it explode?
Saga over.
Because remember when I said that Frieza threw an energy ball at the planet? It was like, we have 5 minutes until it explodes, and then there's 20
Oh,
episodes.
wait, there was
in
no way
between
to
then.
prevent it from exploding?
No, it's just exploding.
No, it explodes. And then they use the Dragon Balls to make a new Namek, and they send the Namekians to new Namek.
And they also
So
think
stupid.
main guy Goku is dead because, like, you know, the planet exploded. And then they use a Dragon Ball. They get the dragon. They're like, we wish for my dad to be back. And he's like, nah, fuck you. He's still alive. And they're like, what? He didn't say anything. And he's like, well, sucks to suck.
Well, no, I explained that part, and then they wish for him to be there, and then the Dragon's like, he said no.
He said
Which
no.
apparently is an option. You can just say no to the dragon.
He
when
didn't
the dragon
respond to
wishes
the
summon you.
RSVP.
Yeah, he sends the RSVP, and you're just like, nah.
Nah,
But I was
sorry,
just
can't
like-
attend.
I was just like, yeah, so Frieza in like this form and this form, and she's like, wait, so Frieza's the villain multiple times. I'm like, no, he's just the villain this one time in Z. You know, Super's, you know, a whole other thing.
Well, 2.
We'll get there. We'll
What?
get there.
Okay.
And I did get there. I
I was
explained
going to say,
that.
he shows up again.
Oh, yes, with his dad.
Yeah.
And he's like, my dad is going to kick your ass.
And then little child shows up and kicks both our asses.
You mean the best introduction to any character in anime ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets sidelined hard.
Unfortunate,
Yeah.
but kind of factual.
Yeah.
Wait,
Until
I thought
he's-
Trunks shows up as an adult.
He shows up as a teen.
In Super.
Oh,
he
okay,
does.
a teen.
He's like a teenager. Although surprisingly, unlike every other teenager. Well,
Fucking yoked.
yeah. Well, no, I mean they're all yoked.
I mean,
the
Gohan's-
babies are yoked.
Gohan's a yoked 11-year-old.
unless you're Goku, you're a yoked child.
Why
Because
wasn't
Goku was like baby fat. Goku.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was adorable though.
Yeah, he was
It was
adorable
amazing.
Goku.
I remember when I was watching like on Toonami, I always really liked Trunks' like bob haircut. Suited him very well.
when he had the ponytail.
No, the
No,
bob,
he had
his
like a
regular
little
hair.
like
Oh,
bob.
the-
like his original hair.
Oh, the bowl cut. Yeah,
No, it was a bob. How dare you?
he's my favorite character. I can say whatever I want.
Fucking Bardock, Goten, Future Gohan. I
I
know Goten gets no love, but I fucking love Goten. I will not hear any Goten slander.
Wait, Goten is Goku's other son?
Yeah, I explained to
Right.
her
He
before.
gets nothing ever, and I don't care. I love him, and he was always the
Oh.
one I played as in every Dragon Ball game ever, Raging Blast and Raging Blast 2. Goten was my main, and his ultimate was cool because it's him diving to the stage, doing the blast, and fucking annihilating the person.
So I did explain to you how Trunks became Super Saiyan. I didn't explain how Goten became Super Saiyan. So Goten is training with his mother, with Chi-Chi. She takes him into the woods and she's training him how to fight. She didn't do this with Gohan. She wanted him to be a scholar, but she's training Goten, and she's screaming things like, your father would be ashamed. Your dad is rolling in his grave because you can't fight, you weakling. As she's training him
Jesus
to
Christ!
fight.
She's just like, fight back
She's-
because
yeah,
he's
she's like,
dodging.
"Fight
he's
back."
like, fight back, come on, what are you?
And then she hits him real hard, and he gets upset. Immediately turns Super Saiyan and smacks her in the face. And then she's not upset that he hit her. She is upset that her son is now a delinquent and dyed his hair and starts crying.
What?
And so then he never does it again because he feels bad. And then he
Until
starts
Trunks.
training with Gohan. And he's like, Gohan goes Super Saiyan. He's like, all right, I need to train. He's like, oh, hey, can I do that too? And Gohan's like, oh, no, like, this is a bit advanced for you. You know, maybe sometime later. And he's like, what? Well, no. And he turns Super Saiyan and then throws a rock at him. And Gohan freaks out and almost gets hit in the face. And he's like, okay, when did you learn how to do this? And then that little flashback with Chi-Chi happens. And he's like, all right, cool. Move back like 3 miles.
Because initially he was like, I need to get ready for this tournament. Throw rocks at me from behind this line. And then he goes Super Saiyan and it's way too close. And he's like, so 3 miles back, you're going to find a post and you're going to stand next to that and then you're going to throw it.
And then you get that whole little arc of Gohan teaching Videl how to fly, which then caused every child ever to try to gain their key in their hand and sit there and learn to fly.
I think that's you.
Everybody did that.
I think that's
Who's
you.
There was an
Videl?
entire episode.
Gohan's future wife, but this is when they meet in high school.
Yeah.
How cute.
She
tries very well to like impress him. She like
Aw.
cuts his hair when he
cuts her
mentioned
hair.
her hair, yeah. Like cuz he mentions at one point.
Oh no, this is
he's like, "Oh, hey, what?"
No, I fucking love that scene. Can I just say
Yeah,
it?
go ahead.
I'm sorry. So basically, he's training her how to fly because she's like, you know how to fly. You're going to teach me how to fly because no one else can fly.
She found out who he was.
Yeah.
And that he could fly.
Gotcha.
So he's
So
training.
she blackmails him
Yeah.
to teach her.
Great.
So he's training her all day, and after the first day, he's like, "Okay, this was good." And she's about to leave, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, Videl, you should cut your hair." And she turns, and she's kind of just like that smile, and she's like, "Do you like girls with short hair?" And he's like, "Oh no, it's because when you're fighting, it's really easy to get grabbed and pulled, and it's just not good for you. You should cut your hair for fighting."
Oh
And
my God.
She reacts appropriately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets all flustered and mad and bakas him.
Yeah, you gotta.
Flies away
Flies away.
In a helicopter.
in a helicopter.
Oh.
Well, the capsule equivalent of a helicopter, which is like jet propelled helicopter.
Oh,
There's
Jesus
no actual blades.
Christ.
And then
It's okay. She's rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she comes back and she has short hair.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know how Cell was defeated by Gohan? I was explaining that earlier.
Cell's the green one?
Yeah.
Yes.
So after they kill Cell and they all leave, this guy named Mr. Satan, who's Videl's father, shows up, and he's the world martial arts champion because the entire gang is preoccupied with fighting actual evil to fight in the tournament again. So he wins, and
Yeah,
they're
at
like,
some
he's the
other
strongest.
point.
So he's like, I defeated Cell, and the whole world believes him and gives him a ton of money.
And the whole world never stops believing him. He just becomes a gag character forever.
He eventually becomes a fantastic character.
I see.
Like he's actually
But
great.
like
at
the
end.
world always thinks he does things, and then in Super he's like, "Hey, here's like a bunch of money. I didn't do shit. Like, please take all the money and whatnot." And he's like,
He gives it to Goku. He's like, hey, I've not done literally anything. You've saved this world 5 times over. Here's $1 million that they gave me as like a Nobel Peace Prize for what I've done. You deserve this.
and then there's 18 who extorts him out of money, and
Regularly.
she challenges him in each world tournament, and she will get to the finals, and then face him because he's always the finalist, and then she'll take a dive so that he always wins,
Uh-huh.
but he has to pay her a fuck ton of money every time.
I think it's like $1 million equivalent for like the tournament prize winnings. And she's like, you're going to give me $2 million and you're going to give it to me by 3 days from now, or I'm going to murder you.
I see.
Gotta love 18. 18's the best.
Yeah, she's a breadwinner in the family with Krillin, who is also a police officer and a wonderful little boy.
And then they have adorable child Marin.
Yeah, Krillin is
Marin?
the best.
Right.
Krillin,
Or is that the
no,
fake
it's Marin.
girlfriend?
No, it's Marin.
Is it named after the fake girlfriend?
Fuck, wait, is it Marin?
It might not be Marin. That might be the fake girlfriend.
Krillin has a fake girlfriend?
There was a filler arc where he
Ah.
had like a really super hot girlfriend that was like super hot, and
No, Marin's her name.
But she
and-
lives in, like, Canada?
No.
she was in a bathing suit, super hot,
It looked exactly like Bulma, but
super
just
hot,
slightly different.
bigger boobs,
I see.
super hot, and then she leaves, but she's still super hot. That's her only personality. In case you didn't get that.
I'm picking up on this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wait. So who's the girlfriend's name?
I only searched that and then I opened a beer. So
Wait, you only searched the girlfriend's name or the kid's name?
I searched Krillin, Marin, and the daughter came up.
Okay, so then Krillin's ex-girlfriend or some shit.
Girlfriend.
It's gonna be like slightly.
Gohan meets Krillin's girlfriend would be the thing.
Sure. In Abridged, they have a funny joke when
Okay, so it straight up is the same name, but
Okay.
with 2 R's for the daughter and 1 R for the girlfriend.
yes, name your daughter after your ex-girlfriend.
It's
but
not
change
canon.
One letter.
It's not
Yeah,
canon.
no, I know. But still.
LOL. Wait, the daughter's not canon?
No,
No,
the
the
girlfriend wasn't
girlfriend.
canon. It was like a non-canon couple filler episodes.
There's a joke in
Oh.
Abridged where Krillin gets super rich because before he went to
Namek.
Namek, he took out a life insurance policy on himself. So
Okay.
he did die.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He comes back and he claims to be his twin brother and
Jesus
collects all the
Christ.
insurance money. And so then he gets this girlfriend and they're hanging out doing shit the entire time. Then at the end of the episode, he's like, he tells her that he's actually Krillin and he died or whatever but came back. And she's like, all right, that's all I needed. Puts on like shades and she's like, by the way, I'm from the insurance agency. We're now taking all of your money. Goodbye.
We're repossessing your assets.
Yep.
Oh my good lord.
Yeah, the Abridged series is amazing.
Fucking love the Abridged too.
I think at this
Sure.
point I've seen the Abridged series more than the actual series.
Well,
That's
how long is
definitely
the
true.
actual series?
200
For just DBZ?
200 something episodes.
Wait, what's the difference between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball is much more like
291.
adventure martial arts focused, where like and like fantastical, where
With
Dragon
a lot
Ball
of comedy.
yeah, and where Dragon Ball is like they fight, but it's not so much on like actual martial arts.
Right,
Just
it's like laser
fighting
beams.
and like and just big laser beams screaming and fighting.
Right.
Like I personally like Dragon Ball a whole bunch more than Z. Like I still love Z, but like Dragon Ball is my favorite piece of Dragon Ball media.
It's technically the exact same series.
is.
As Z is just stands for Zenkai, which means the end. So it's supposed to be like the end of Z. The end of Dragon Ball is supposed to be the later portion.
Because Toriyama wanted to stop writing it.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for him?
They kept dragging him back.
Well, 20 years. He got a 20-year break, and then they dragged him back again.
I guess
Well,
that's fair.
he helped on GT.
Did he help on GT? Yeah.
Yeah, because he made Pan,
Oh yeah.
and Pan's great. I mean, like the idea of Pan. Let me rephrase. Is great.
I was explaining in the car at the end to her how I feel about Pan.
The idea of Pan is great, and I think her character design is great.
No, to be fair, my conversation started with because she was like, so they just give Super Saiyan everyone. I was like, yeah, unless you're a girl.
Rip.
Took till Super,
Until Super, and
Yeah.
then we get my girl Khalifa.
but it also took till Super, and it's a different universe of Saiyans. So we still don't have main universe Saiyans, but also they're all children, so they just haven't like the two female Saiyans that
Oh
exist
no, they're
are
babies. They're babies.
They are
They're not
still
children,
like
they're
they are
babies.
still like infants.
They're in diapers.
So
the fuck?
one day we might have in universe Super Saiyan females, but unless Pan's turning fucking Super Saiyan in the new movie, might be a little while.
Maybe they'll let Bola go Super Saiyan in that movie. Pan's still a tiny bit young at that point.
But it's
How
not
old
that
do you
much
need to
different, is it?
be?
It's a joke. It was like a 6 months joke.
I was gonna say
How old do you need to be to go Super Saiyan?
There
Or
is no
doesn't
actual-
there's
there
no
is
like
actual-
limit?
yeah, no.
age?
Goten was what, 7 or 8?
he's the youngest. Well, I guess we don't know when Trunks turned Super Saiyan.
No, we do.
No, he said he went Super Saiyan before that. We had this conversation before. He in that chamber says that he's done it before. We only see Goten do it for the first time.
I thought you meant Future Trunks.
Oh no.
I was about to say, like, we
Oh,
absolutely
you meant,
saw his
okay,
first.
you meant Future Trunks, not Kid Trunks.
Yeah, I meant Future
Okay.
Trunks because you see with the Future Gohan.
Yeah, we don't know actually who the youngest was because we don't know when Kid Trunks turned Super Saiyan. We just know that he can, and then Vegeta's like, "Can Goku's brat do it?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, he can too." So we don't know if Trunks figured out he could do it when he was younger or not. But Goten is younger than him, and he can do it.
God.
But we don't.
It's the
know
assumption that it was probably Goten who did it the youngest, but it's also because Goten and Trunks were able to watch Vegeta and Gohan do it and be like, oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah. So
Wait,
theoretically,
so does Vegeta get immortality or he's just
Oh, no,
like,
he gives up on that after a certain point because he stops being completely evil. And
Does
he
he
gives up
get
on that. He gives
old?
up on that in Namek.
after Namek.
Yeah, like after Namek, he's like, all right, I'm not really evil anymore. He's like a tsundere for a little while.
He's pseudo evil. He's still evil for the beginning.
Pseudo-evil.
He's evil, but he doesn't care to kill everybody because he wants to wait and get a good, proper fight with Kakarot.
I see.
Yeah, then there's like a whole thing where he like lets evil take over him, and then you get the coolest scene with him exploding himself.
The
and being
final
like,
explosion.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we don't know who actually the youngest is. And then there's also that movie that I personally like. I don't know how well received it is, but the one like in the future with Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. And Pan's like old as shit. He has the cool Bardock headband.
No, I know the one. Yeah, with Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. Oh, that's my favorite part of that though, because I was saying it's like, yeah, Pan was never allowed to go Super Saiyan because the bloodline was too diluted, is what their excuse was. And then Pan's grandson, Goku Jr., is a Super Saiyan.
That's literally the stupidest
it's
shit
also
I've
not
ever
canon.
heard.
And fights Vegeta's great-great-grandson, Vegeta Jr., who goes Super Saiyan.
Jesus Christ.
But they don't know what it's called. They just like, hey, you can turn yellow too. That's literally like what they say.
Wait. Okay, so you know how I was asking you about like why they don't have tails or monkeys anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, but you have this little
Ah!
thing, but he's got a tail.
Good eye. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So in GT, they decided to they need to make Super Saiyan 4 because Super Saiyan 3 was the last form made by Toriyama.
You can't have a new Dragon Ball without a new form.
So they were like, okay, we're going to go back to the roots. We're going to give it the tail. So in GT, at the beginning, Goku is one of the villains wishes him to be a child again. So he's a child with a tail. By accident. So they figure out that if you, like, under the, what was it, the blood moon or something?
It was...
I've not
so
seen
basically,
GT
Super
full.
Saiyan 4 is like a more primal version. And so what happens is basically it's... So, you know, did he say that Super Saiyans could turn into, like, giant apes?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
The
yeah. So,
giant
so
ape or
basically,
Ozaru.
Super Saiyan 4 is taking the great ape form and being able to condense it into, like, your own form and use that power, but in a more controlled sense. And so that's why, like, they're, like, kind of monkey people, but with red fur, because it looks cool, basically. It's just using the power of the great ape, but, like, condensed and like to your advantage, because I was gonna say gained consciousness, but Vegeta knew what he was doing in this the great ape form. So.
It's implied that the Saiyan elite could control their Ozaru form.
So it's just like condensing that power into your own body.
Also, how big is like the big monkey form supposed to be? Like relative to, let's say, like a building.
Like a 2-story building, maybe.
No,
2, 3.
way bigger than that.
I'm trying to think how you would.
Dude,
No, you're right.
There's like, I mean,
Maybe
we don't
like a
ever
4-story
see
building or
them.
something?
So the
It's
only
always in a
time
wasteland.
the only
Oh.
time we see it in canon in a city is when Goku does it in Dragon Ball original, and he's bigger than the building. But then there's like the Bardock movie where they're like taller than like those skyscrapers.
I guess that's fair because those are also adults. I'm just gonna pull up a picture of.
They're pretty
them.
fucking big though.
Yeah, here's like compared to Goku.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
But
No,
yeah.
the reason why I was asking is because I just remembered the like.
Oh yeah, there's Vegeta
What?
compared to Goku when Vegeta's the giant ape.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and it's funny because then Goku's like, all right, he'll be slower because he's bigger, and then he's not.
Do you think there's like weird fan fiction about that?
100%.
Do you say that because you know or because you think so?
Me?
What do you think?
Him.
Yikes. Exposing Mike.
I'm not looking at you for the rest of the podcast.
I didn't say I read it. I just said I know. You can get a lot from covers.
You really can, honestly.
You can gain a lot from covers, or even just tags.
Have you? Oh my god. I mean, like,
You know, you click on it because the cover doesn't give it away, and then you see the tags, and you're like, never mind.
I say that, but I've also read like some very weird fan fiction just because then I could relay the lines to people that would make uncomfortable.
That's
yeah,
fair.
I mean, I've seen a lot of things,
Yeah.
and you know, I don't think any of them bear repeating. But like sometimes morbid curiosity gets the best of you. You
It's
don't do
true.
anything with it, but you read
You
because
just-
you're like, I just want to know what.
You
how this story
absorb the
goes.
information, then you're like, you know, that was 30 minutes of time I really did not need to waste on this.
Yeah, okay, I've done that before. I was like, I just spent 30 minutes doing this thing I do not give a shit about. But
I'm not going to get that time back, and I've just squandered it.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it longer, I could probably tell you actually who made it and what it's called, but
Oh, good
I'm not
lord.
going to.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Wait,
Anyway.
Wait, but the reason why I asked is because I remember when we watched, what was the live action Dragon Ball?
Oh.
Evolution.
Dragon Ball
Evolution. Thank you. Because when Goku goes like
You watched
monkey, we
We
watched
watched
it
it
together
together.
over the
God.
quarantine.
Yeah, we
And
started
Colin
watching a
was
lot
dying.
Of stuff. I was drinking heavily.
Okay,
to deal
well, hold
with
on,
it.
wait. So tell me what you thought out of, since you know nothing. Or were you also drunk?
I was also drunk, but I do remember thinking that like, just as a movie, let's say like even if it wasn't attached to Dragon Ball,
Right. That's what I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
just a movie.
as just a movie, it's so nonsensical with how it drives the plot forward and how it chooses to introduce characters, and they want to be serious but also like weirdly wacky at the same time, and the way they do like the action just is
That's like-
so horrible.
I just want whoever's editing this to put the
It's
GIF.
you.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the GIF of Goku sliding on his head.
Oh Jesus Christ, across the car.
Oh my god, it was so bad. And to make matters worse, I wake up, I'm hungover, I go downstairs, and my dad's like, you ever see this? And he shows me a clip somebody sent him on Facebook of that exact scene.
Stop
and I'm like,
it.
I watched that movie last night. It's garbage. It's based off something I love. We can't talk about this. And he's like, that's too much. I don't know
You're
what
like,
the fuck
Dad, don't
talking
even look
about."
at me.
No. It's not Dad, don't look at me. It's Son, don't look at me.
but yeah, so the reason why I brought it up is because in that movie, when Goku goes like full monkey form,
Mm-hmm.
he's fucking tiny. He's just a regular human size.
Just don't ever.
Nothing about that movie
Nothing
is
about that
accurate.
movie is accurate.
Wait,
Just don't
Piccolo's
even-
in it?
Just don't even bother.
Unfortunately, they
And it's
did my
regular. but
boy
no, it's
dirty.
not. Is it regular Piccolo? I forget.
It's a,
Or is it
they
Is
just
it
say
Piccolo?
It's
Is it
supposed to
Pi-
be Demon King, but like they just say Piccolo. They don't ever imply anything different.
Is it Piccolo Senior?
Yes.
Yeah. Just don't even bother with that movie. Just don't. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Just move on.
Oh,
with your
we've
life.
already watched it.
Yeah, we already watched
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and you don't ever need to think about it again. Just
I
move on
like
with
the
your life.
actress who plays Chi-Chi. She's very pretty.
She was hot.
Jimmy Chung, I think.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember that movie much, but yes.
She's
The
pretty.
guy who played Roshi was good. I think he was probably the best thing about
Oh, fuck.
The young guy?
What the hell's his
it. No,
name?
he was an older man.
Like 40s
He's
older or
I'm
like
pretty
old
sure
old?
He's a super famous actor, and I'm
Like
forgetting
50s,
his
60s.
name.
Yeah,
Hey,
he is
look
a
it up,
famous. He
please.
is like a famous martial arts actor, I think.
I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he's pretty famous.
I also was upset that Bulma only had like a blue highlight in her hair.
What do you mean? That's
Yeah.
just the essence of the character. The blue's there. We did it. Just ignore. Move on with your life.
I would have
It's
rather
like the
them.
Avatar movie.
I would have rather them just not give her the blue streak. The blue streak is so out of place.
Look, if they gave it as much effort as calling the character Ong.
Ugh.
On that note, Roshi was played by Chinese actor Chow Yun-fat.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yep. Definitely. I do know that name. I was like,
Wait.
I'm waiting for it.
What do they call light in the Netflix?
Is it not light?
It's Light. It's just not Light Yagami.
Light
it's
Turner.
Light Turner.
Yo, Timmy Turner's brother?
It's his cousin.
And Misa is Mina? No. Mia? Mia?
Mia.
Ugh.
And she
That
was
one's
the
not English made,
that
though,
one-
right? Or is it American made?
No, it's American made.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah, it was all.
There is also a Japanese made, right?
There's a couple
I
of
don't know.
Japanese ones.
Yeah. They're
But
all
they're
so bad,
they're like
I think.
kind of much older.
That
at
was
this
another
point.
movie we drunk watched during quarantine, and
I feel like
I
you.
just don't have the a drive.
well, you don't drink.
Want to?
You don't.
Yeah, you don't
you don't
have
drink, so
something
you
to
don't
drown your
understand.
sorrows in.
Yeah, like when I went and saw Cats with all of you fuckers.
Yeah, that was.
I just had to sit there in misery.
Yeah, that.
To be fair, I was sitting there in misery. I was just not sober and unable to look away.
Okay, but here's a question.
One of our friends got out and left multiple times.
He was sitting next to me. He
Between
kept telling me he needed a break.
the live action Death Note, the live action Dragon Ball, and the live action Avatar.
Okay.
Dragon Ball.
Are we going best or worst? We gotta.
Which do you
I was
think?
assuming she was gonna go with worst.
Which do you think
Oh,
is
I
the
don't know.
worst, and which one do you think is the best?
At
Okay.
at least the effects in Avatar are good.
Are they?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
We're not including.
still
we're
good.
not. We're
Some
not
of them are
including
good.
a very important piece to this: the live-action Full Metal Alchemist.
I never saw it.
Even worse.
Me neither, but apparently it's even worse.
Oh.
It did
Right.
not look good.
No, the effects in Avatar were good. I mean, like, it was stupid, like all those earthbenders bending one rock.
Mhm.
But like, it's still good effects.
I guess that's
It
fair.
was just lame effects.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
They
of
were still good.
I think because it's so lame, it doesn't like read. You know what I mean?
Right, but they were good effects. They're
Yeah.
just boring.
Yeah.
They are boring.
Also,
effects.
when did that movie come out, Colin?
to the what the.
The live action Avatar?
Let me check that.
I feel
really
like
quick.
2009.
I think that's around it.
somewhere around
But
there.
I remember I went
That
to
live-action
see that
Netflix is going to be probably a travesty.
in
I'm
theaters.
so sorry for you.
Yeah. You should be.
Yeah.
But at the time I think I was only like 11 or 12, so I didn't know any better.
You know, so there are multiple reasons why I hate Avatar: The Blue People movies.
Okay.
Sure.
Multiple reasons.
It's
But-
too long.
But
real
one of-
quick,
wait.
2010.
Oh, okay, so I was pretty
But
close.
one of the main reasons is when you say Avatar, people then go, "The blue people?"
I
And you
know.
go, no.
No, the infinitely superior media.
I saw Avatar in theaters, and like
I
all
also
my
saw
all my
Avatar in
friends were
theaters.
like, "Yo, that movie was great," and I was like,
I was like, wow,
I guess I have to give up on these friends."
I love
watched-
watching Pocahontas, but like 3 hours longer.
I
And
watched
they
part
got
of it on a flight
4
once.
movies afterwards immediately, and they are still being made, and they're coming out consecutively starting next year.
I heard that, but like, is that really going to be a thing?
Yeah.
Yikes.
100%.
They were
Avatar
waiting-
2, 3, 4, and 5 are all 2022. 3, 4, and 5.
They were waiting for
What-
the technology to catch up.
Jesus. But
They've been
anyway.
literally working on them since.
The reason I remember when I went to go see Last Airbender in theaters, I paid real money to
Sorry
watch
about
this
that.
movie in a theater.
R.I.P.
And I'd already watched all of Avatar, and I remember I was so mad the whole time, and nothing made me more upset when Zhao goes to kill the moon spirit, and then Iroh is like attacking him, right?
Mhm.
Like in the show,
Right.
and then the like Fire Nation like military, they're like, he's fire bending from nothing. I'm like, that's how it's supposed to be.
How are you gonna tell me that an entire nation that can't firebend without fire being there is intimidating?
Yeah, I remember
Just
seeing.
like, if you don't have fire around, you win.
No, I remember seeing an interview with
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan, and he was like, "Oh, I wanted to make it so
Level
that
the
only
playing field.
only the elite masters would be able to firebend without a source there."
which
But
is
that just
literally
limits everything else. the
I
rest-
mean, like, it's not that hard to carry a torch, to be fair.
but if that's such a small flame, it's not gonna do much.
If it's like the source, and then you could build from there, then I
I don't
guess
think
it
you
would.
can though.
I don't know how it works.
and-
Yeah,
but
wait,
then- but then
wait,
again-
wait. I don't give a shit about this movie.
Yeah,
and you
but
don't
then I was gonna
either.
say, then again, they can't create fire without a source. But also, 30 earthbenders can only bend one rock. So I mean,
one pebble.
Yeah.
One-
So
one
really, I guess you don't got much to worry about. The waterbenders, though, I think they did some
No,
shit. So
yeah,
they should have
the-
been the ones fucking conquering. in
Airbenders
that
can do whatever
universe.
they want. They're always active.
Although I
Yeah,
do think
they're all
it's
wiped
funny
out,
is like
probably.
watching Aang airbend because there's so little like bending in the movie in general. So the majority of Aang fighting is him just doing like various poses and then
Well, yeah,
and
'cause
then
they
the
were having him-
occasional bending
'cause I think
effects.
he is actually the kid. I think is actually trained in that martial art. that
Yeah,
the
like
airbending's based
he
off
was.
of.
That's
Yeah.
why they cast him, I believe,
I think so.
because he was already super good at
You
martial
can't-
arts.
You can't act, but
Absolutely not.
Like, yeah.
He's like an 11-year-old who's like, I'm really good at this one particular thing, and they're like, you're hired.
yeah, and then like they don't even let it shine.
You know, he got that job. His audition was just like a video they sent in.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
like him
I
like
believe it.
doing
Well, isn't
the
that how
thing.
Taylor Lautner got like one of his early. Isn't that how we got Shark Boy?
I think so.
Potential. I
He
assume that's a
sent
lot
in
of
a
people
video
get
of
like
him
that
doing
way.
martial arts. 'Cause
Yeah.
he used to be a big martial artist as a kid.
Oh, that's cool.
I think he like won tournaments and shit. He
Yeah.
was like a famous.
Because that's why, like
child
in
martial artist.
the Shark Boy and Lava Girl movie, he does so much martial arts where
And
Lava
does, like, a
Girl is
bunch of
just
flips
there.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there did that sequel ever come out?
Yes, it was fucking god awful.
Did you watch?
I absolutely did not watch it. I saw the trailer for it and I was like, how dare you spit
it's
upon
their
my
kid,
childhood.
right?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
And I think the original girl is the girl, and then some
Is it?
random guy is Shark Boy, and they give him this like half face mask to be like,
Bro, how
they'll
you
never know this isn't Taylor Lautner.
How you not gonna? Yo, Taylor didn't even want to go back. How dare he?
I know.
Bro, how you not gonna go back to your greatest role?
He's still on his Twilight high.
Did they get George Lopez back as the ball?
Oh my god, I
Was George Lopez in it?
George
he's the
Lopez was
electric
the
ball.
like electric villain.
Yeah,
How
no,
we
I
talked
mean
about
in the
Shark-
second one.
Oh.
No, I said did they get him back?
Look it up.
Does he have a career still?
I'm looking
I
at.
don't know.
Yeah, he does stand up from what I understand.
He also had a talk show for a little bit.
He did, yeah.
Wasn't that like a while ago?
Lopez
Yes.
Tonight.
Yes, that was a long
Yeah.
time ago now.
He's probably just like coasting off that money. He was
Everybody just knows him from waking up in the middle of the night, sweating from low.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Low rider. Yeah, just that. Always middle of the night.
I love that
No,
show.
I loved George Lopez. I watched
I've
that all the time
never
as a
seen
kid.
That show
It's
once.
No?
so good.
Oh, it's great. Like that's why I like George Lopez so much. Is that show?
I think it's one of the better
But
like.
apparently he's a scumbag, according to Anthony. That one time we talked about him.
Right, I remember him telling me that.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Probably.
us.
Yeah, we talked about it, and apparently he like, I don't know, whatever. I
Is
don't,
it
I don't remember
great?
the story, but it was a dick move, is what I remember it being.
Right.
But
What's the good word on Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Oh, so by
Part
the way,
two.
the second movie is called We Can Be Heroes. It's a 2020
course it is.
American superhero film.
It's like a for television movie, right?
Probably, yeah.
most likely, those effects still looked as shit as they did back then.
I do not see George Lopez on the cast
Oh,
list.
rip
Okay,
George
well.
Lopez.
I mean, that kind of makes sense. He was like a teacher then, so maybe they're not
Yeah.
even like in that same school.
Yeah, it
Like,
looks
Yeah, I
like
guess
it's
that's fair.
mostly children as the cast.
Yeah, I heard it was extremely abysmal.
Oh, it's got a
Well,
sequel.
it's like
What?
oh,
A sequel
Jesus
is in
Christ.
development.
Okay.
Why?
Well, I mean, I was gonna
'cause
say
probably did well with children.
because it
Fuck the
it's like the
kids.
Spy Kids movie, Spy Kids 4, where it was like mostly kids. And
Well,
then
I thought Jessica Alba was in that one.
Jessica Alba wasn't in that one.
in 4,
Yeah.
was she?
She's the
Oh.
mom.
Is she?
Sure
Yes.
is.
Does she fucking accidentally somehow end up in her underwear like every other goddamn movie she's in?
Poor Jessica Alba.
She ends up in her underwear or like close to her underwear in like every movie in the
Or
early
it could be like the
2000s.
Fantastic Four, where they're just like, you know what this movie needs? You to be naked.
You'll be invisible, but naked.
Ugh. And then uninvisible.
Yeah.
They do it in
And
both
naked.
movies. I'm like, the gag wasn't good the first time. You didn't need to put it in the second
At
one.
least in the second one, we got some fan service of good boy
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
That's true.
Because then his powers weren't working, so then he was naked for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And like, who doesn't, let's be honest, who doesn't
Who-
want to see Chris Evans naked?
It's true.
yeah. Well, there's that movie where he has like the fucking whipped cream all over him.
Oh,
What
not
movie
And he
was
another
turns
that?
teen
around,
movie?
there's a banana in his ass.
Not another teen movie? Is that
Maybe,
it?
I don't remember. I've never seen the movie. I just
I-
know that clip.
I just
I think it might be that.
I just love
Which
the
is actually a
scene
pretty good movie.
from the first Fantastic Four movie where he's like still doesn't know he has powers and he goes like skiing on a date with some girl.
Snowboarding.
They're
With the
snowboarding
nurse.
with
The
the
Yes.
nurse helping him.
Yes. And he like shoots off and fire burns all his clothes off, creates a hot tub in the middle of the snow, and she just skis up and he's like, sup? Or what, I don't remember
Yeah,
what he
something
said.
along-
And then-
yeah.
And then it's just like you see her drop the poles and it like kind of cuts there as the implication of she gets in the hot tub with him and it's like, yeah, nice.
Bro, you gotta tell me you don't see Chris Evans naked and go, yeah, all right, I guess this is what's happening.
Just gotta go for it.
Yeah. You
I
just
might
take-
die of hypothermia, but it's gonna be worth it.
It's Chris
Yeah.
Evans, come on.
Nah, he'll keep you warm.
He'll keep you warm.
Yeah, but so like, but Spy Kids 1 and 2, great movies.
You didn't like the third one? Where they're in the video game?
No.
I love that one.
Oh, that's the best one.
I love that one. And
3D,
isn't
game over?
Isn't Sylvester Stallone in it?
He
As
is in
the
it.
villain?
He's the villain.
He's
Sure is.
so fucking goofy. I love it so much. And there's like a
Oh.
bunch of versions of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You look so traumatized.
That,
And-
that
and-
movie's just so bad. And
But-
I
it's,
love it
it's
so
a
much.
victim. It's the victim of the early 3D movies. Where
Oh,
it's just,
absolutely. It looks like fucking
Ugh.
garbage,
like,
but I love it so much.
Steve
God.
Buscemi was in it.
Steve
he has
Buscemi
he has
is
the
in-
second one.
Wait.
Oh, and the third for a
No,
hot
he's in the
second.
third.
Yeah, I forgot for like
Yeah.
literally 1 second.
No,
Yeah, he
what are you
makes a
talking
cake.
about? Steve Buscemi's the guy who makes The Island.
That's in the second movie.
That's the second
Yeah.
one. I'm
He's
sorry.
in the third movie for like 1
He
second.
is
Makes
in
like
the
a
third
quick
for like
cameo.
1 second.
Yeah.
I
They
was
give him
thinking
the
a sec-
3D glasses because everyone needs to wear 3D glasses.
But
to
his
fight it,
his
but
is
one of it was
cracked.
Yeah.
He's like, it's perfect.
Yeah,
They
no,
gave
no.
him one of
The
the
second movie is the one
rawest
where he
is it-
talks about
line.
God.
Wait, but
the rawest line in all of fucking media, where he's just like, "Do you think that God stays in heaven because he too fears his creations?" And it's like, this is a fucking kids movie. I'm 6. What are you talking about, Steve Buscemi?
What are you talking about,
It's the
Steve?
What do you
same-
mean?
It's the same thing with like Mewtwo when he's talking to Mew.
Yes!
You're like, whoa, this is so deep.
Where Mewtwo is just like, maybe we can coexist.
The circumstances.
I've learned so much from this literal child.
The circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It's what you do with that life that matters.
Also, can we talk about how much of a banger the Lugia theme is?
Yeah.
Yes!
Fucking banger.
Top
and a
tier.
half.
Slaps.
Top tier.
Absolute banger, dude.
And it's got
A1.
all the legendary birds in it too. I love that movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
I,
that-
need,
yeah,
I
I love
really
that
do
movie.
want to
Slow
rewatch
King.
those
I
movies.
would watch
Do
that with
it.
you
They're
too.
so good. They're
Slow
also
Slow
like,
King just
where
like
are
cuts
they,
to
though?
Slow King and what randomly.
I don't think
wish
they're
I had
streaming
pants.
anywhere. Like,
Are they not? I was gonna say, are they available?
Is it
anywhere?
like, does Pokemon have its? Is it up on its YouTube
I
channel?
just
Probably
purchased
not.
them.
Yeah,
so I
mean,
have-
I'm sure
I could.
I have the
yeah,
first
Amazon
three.
Prime watch it probably.
Yeah. Cause there's that. Then there's there is the fucking Entei movie.
Yep, that's the third one.
Then there's the
Celebi.
Suicune movie.
No, isn't it?
No.
Celebi?
I think Celebi
Celebi's
was
in the
after.
with Suicune.
Oh.
Entei has his own thing where it's like a dream world.
Yeah, and then Celebi and
Suicune.
Suicune have one.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Where
when
it's, like, in the
Tyranitar
past?
shows up and it's fucking rad.
Right, and they're in the past.
Yeah, yeah. They're in the modern day and then they go to the past and then you see those old Pokeballs.
Right.
4 is Celebi.
Yeah.
4.
That's
so
what I
then,
thought.
or wait, what's the second?
Lugia.
The second is
Lugia?
Lugia.
And the legendary birds.
So the first one's Mewtwo.
Yes.
It
and
goes
Mew.
Mewtwo,
Lugia.
Lugia, Entei, Suicune. I'm looking for-
Raikou never gets his own, right?
Raikou doesn't get his own. He gets like
Oh, like a special.
he gets like a special.
Bummer. He was the coolest.
And then
I
it's
agree.
Latias and Latios.
The 5th one is Latias and Latios. Yeah.
And that movie was very mid.
Really?
Wait, is, that the one
agree.
that, is that the one that has Deoxys? Because if it's the one that has Deoxys, the Deoxys showing up makes that movie better. But I thought all of the
No, I think
No.
the Latias
then that one I think
Latios
is
one
mid.
has. I feel like the villain Pokemon are like Aerodactyl and Kabutops randomly, but like giant.
I don't remember exactly.
I don't know.
And I also remember wait, look up that one because I remember the girls who were like the villains of that movie were both really cute, and one of them was blonde and she had these really cute pigtails.
Talking
Sure.
the Latias and Latios one.
Yeah.
well, because I know that there's the Manphy movie, which was like older or newer.
Yeah.
Then there's the
Dark
one
Rai?
with that one.
But is that one?
That's I don't think that's Manphy though. I think Manphy's his own thing.
No, I know, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying isn't
I
that
think
one
Dark Rai's
afterwards?
one. I think.
I feel like that's correct.
Then there's the one with Deoxys, but isn't there 2 other Pokemon that are like the main one until Deoxys shows up? I thought that was Latios and Latios.
I have to look up a list of the
Because then
movies.
Deoxys shows up, and then like the end fight is when Rayquaza shows up and like fights him, right?
but that's
Oh wait, the other one with. Okay, so then before which was Destiny Deoxys. Before that was the Jirachi movie, which did I think have Groudon.
Jirachi?
Destination
Oh, is
Deoxys.
that the Starhead one? Is Jirachi
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Starhead one?
yeah.
Okay.
The Deoxys movie. The other one was Rayquaza.
Right,
Was-
no, I remember that.
yeah.
But wasn't there like Latios and Latios in that? I thought they were like there were some other Pokemon that were fighting Deoxys first, and then Rayquaza shows up at the end.
I don't fully remember.
Is it does Deoxys just show up and then Ash and them are fighting it?
Maybe it's
Oh.
been a while. I'm just looking at movie
I-
posters.
I,
if I'm
I
being
do,
honest,
Wait, look
I
at
do
the fifth
remember.
the 5th one.
yeah, which is Latias Latios.
I do remember
Yeah,
as
what
a
about it?
kid.
I want to see the characters in it real quick.
Oh, okay. So there, I did see the 2 like villain characters. It was like Lion and Xander.
Those
Could
sound
be.
Like, those sound like
Xana.
guys. Oh, okay. never
Sure.
mind.
It does not. They're 2 hot anime girls. It does not show anything else about them. And
She just wants to see the picture, and they'll be on screen.
they're adorable.
yeah, they are adorable. Here's one.
I think one has like short purple hair and
Yeah,
the other one has
there's-
like long blonde
see,
hair. Yeah.
There's the purple and there's the blonde.
I
Yes.
just remember in the movies, like even as a kid, when Ash wouldn't catch the fucking legendary Pokemon, I was like, bruh, Your one thing is gotta catch them all, and you're fucking letting them go. What are you doing? He's just like, all right, bye.
Wait,
have a good time.
But I feel like at least for the first one, you have to give him the pass because Mewtwo goes and erases his memories. And he's like, how did I end up here when he's back at, like, the mainland?
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot he erased his memories.
Yeah, because he floats away.
How dare he forget about fucking Viking Team Rocket?
I love that so much.
How dare he wipe him of that memory? But okay, fine. I'll give that one a
That
pass.
one I think is a pass.
But every other one,
Also, I feel like with Lugia, that also has to be a pass because he's probably so, like, shell-shocked that he just saved the entire world.
nah, I don't give a shit.
Following
Throw a
that-
ball.
Following that, though, Entei easily could have captured. But
Well,
wait,
Entei was fake.
But Entei was fake, right?
Wasn't
Yeah.
it the unknown or something?
Yeah, he was like
Something
a
like that. Entei wasn't actually Entei.
Yeah.
right. Okay, so that one, bye.
Right, but he could have caught the 3 legendary birds,
True.
and he could have caught Lugia.
But
wait,
throw
wait!
the
I
ball.
thought
He
he
was
couldn't catch
saving
the
them.
legendary birds because they were keeping the nature's balance of the ocean, so the world.
I don't give a
wouldn't-
fuck. I do it in all the games. Ash, you can do it too. Fuck the world over. You said you're gonna catch them all. Commit to the bit.
Mike's like, I want to see the world burn.
Bruh, if Roshi can blow up the fucking moon to stop a child from turning into a great ape, destroy what should destroy the Earth's entire ecosystem from the moon just being gone, then you can take 3 fucking birds that control the weather.
All right, I have the full list up here if you have any questions. It's Latios and Latias. After that is Jirachi, Deoxys. Then there's the Lucario and the Mystery Mew.
Oh, yeah, Mew shows up again.
The Pokemon Ranger movie, which the Pokemon there is Mamfi.
Oh, that's a Ranger movie?
Yeah, it's a Ranger movie.
I didn't know that
Oh.
either, actually.
Then the Darkrai movie, which has Palkia and Dialga.
Yeah, I remember that one being okay.
Giratina movie, which also has
Wait, but don't they like pose Darkrai as like the villain?
He's
Of course.
Like, he's the Pokemon of like the underworld, isn't he?
Oh,
No, that's Giratina. Is the underworld one, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. Darkrai's probably just
Oh.
like other dark evil thing.
Right,
Dar-
Giratina. Yeah.
Darkrai just looks too edgy, and they're
Doesn't
like, he must be evil.
Doesn't Giratina fucking like take the villain in that movie and put him in hell and then like set him into a mind loop of his own nightmares for the end of the movie?
I only
That's
saw part of
incredible.
it, so I
I'm
couldn't
pretty
tell ya.
sure that's how that movie ends. Is like he tries like capturing Giratina and then he like fails, obviously. So Giratina's like, "You're coming with me." He takes him into the underworld, and I'm pretty sure I might be making this up. But I feel like I remember this. He's just like in the underworld, and he's like living like a memory of like trying to do something, and it just fails awfully, like, and it's
Mhm.
just repeat. And
Oh
Giratina's
my
just sitting there
God.
watching the man stand there blank faced.
Ugh.
I watch me be incredibly wrong
I
in making
feel
this
like-
up, but like I feel like I remember that being the way it happened.
I feel like Pokemon would not do that.
Bruh, you know how fucked up I'm saying bruh a lot today. You know how fucked
Bruh.
up Pokemon is?
Bro,
You ever
Bruh.
read those
Bro.
You ever read the fucking Pokedex entries of like the ghost Pokemon?
I guess that's fair though. But I think the reason why they get away with that is because when you were a kid
It's
and you were
completely
playing
different,
Pokemon, how many times did you read a Pokedex
Driftbloom
entry?
fucking steals children.
Yeah, but okay, but also the people who write the movies are completely different than the people who write the Pokedex entries.
But
Right,
also,
but, like,
what
y-
kid is reading the Pokedex entries for all the Pokemon they catch?
I
I'm
did.
sure you just clicked A and you were like, on my merry way.
I did.
Okay, you're a loser. And you
You
had
are a
no
loser.
friend. No friend.
Are you
just
gonna go
one.
check on your dog? Is that what's
I
happening?
am. He's crying.
Yeah, I don't know why he's barking so much.
All right, cool. Well, hey Sage,
Hi,
how's it going?
it's Gucci. Y'all didn't see that, but Colin just crawled underneath the cameras.
His motion was like he got next to the camera and he's standing like this and he just like just like crushed himself backwards.
I love it.
Uh,
But anyway,
give me your favorite niche anime that you can talk about real quick
my favorite niche anime. I don't know if this
that you
is.
like never get to talk about.
I don't know if this is particularly niche, but I don't, and I also don't really like the anime. But one of my favorite mangas is Chobits.
No idea what that is, but okay, well, tell me. Explain to me the show
Okay.
and why you like it.
I don't like
Or don't
the anime
like it.
is not great. It's
Okay.
I think only like 24 or 26 episodes, and there's too much story. I think that they can't like properly pack it in at that time. Also, animation just wasn't at the point where it could do like justice to the style for the art.
All right.
So it just looked
When did
kind
the
of
anime
flat.
come out?
I don't know.
Okay, like 90s.
No, early 2000s.
Okay.
But the manga is really, really beautiful. It's by Clamp, and so it's got that like very like kind of ethereal, like mystical.
What else has Clamp done?
I mean, Clamp did Code Geass.
Okay, cool, got it. Wait, did they do the manga, or you mean that like?
They did Code Geass the show, and
Oh, okay.
then
I was like, don't you hate the manga?
and all the like artwork and
Okay,
the
gotcha.
concepts
Alright.
for the designs. So if you think purely design aspect, that's kind of the thing. But yeah, so it's about like the distant future where AIs have been like, or not full AIs, but like humanoid computers are like pretty standard things that people just have and like walk around with, and they're like could be like life size, right?
Got you.
And they just hang out with their computers, and the computer like tells them the weather and their schedule. It's like having your phone but a person.
Gotcha. So it's like a robot.
Right, it's a robot. It is a
Okay,
robot.
gotcha.
And there's actually really cute ones that are
Hi,
like
Colin.
little size like this. I'm telling him about Chobits because he's never heard of it
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Chobits?
I've heard of it. I have not seen it.
or read it, right?
No.
But anyway, so it starts off with this guy who is like going to cram school because he didn't get accepted to any colleges, and he's like 19 years old, and there's this forever ongoing bit that he's a loser virgin. And
I didn't realize they wrote my life story.
and so
Several times, in fact.
and
Yeah,
so
God.
he's like working at a bar.
Every anime is just about me, actually.
And he's like saying, like, it opens up with him being like, oh, I wish I could own
Only the
one of
first
these
half,
like
though.
humanoid computers, which I can't remember what they call them right now, but he's like, I wish I could own one of these, but they're so expensive, even like if I bought an older model. And then so he's like walking home from work, and he just sees one like laying in the trash, and he's
Okay.
like, oh, fucking sweet, I'm gonna yoink this and bring it home, and like now I'm gonna have my own personal computer, right?
Persocom?
Persicom, thank you. That's what they call the humanoid
Oh, okay.
computers, Persicom.
A person computer.
Oh, there
Hell
you go.
yeah!
Oh, God.
Look, when was this?
Subtlety.
This was 2000.
Okay, 2000. Let them be.
Persicom is not the worst name. I'll give it that. But like,
2000. Let them be.
whoever was writing that was like,
I'm a genius.
person, computer, was staring at the two words till they went cross-eye enough that the words melded into one and went, got it.
Isn't she so cute though?
Yes.
But anyway,
There she is on screen.
but so he's like, oh yes, like here's one in the trash. I wonder if it works. I'll take it home with me. But because she's a computer, she weighs like 1,000 pounds powered down.
Right.
So he's trying to lug this 1,000-pound computer
I
home.
like how you make it sound like they'd be lighter if they were powered on. They'd
Well,
be the
apparently
same
they
amount
are.
of weight.
No, because once she's powered on, he can like give her a fucking piggyback ride and it's Gucci. Imagine like okay.
As soon as they can like make it a relationship, then he can give her a piggyback
this
ride
about
and do
banging
those
the
kinds of
robot?
things.
No,
Sounds
Not
like it's about
really.
banging the robot.
not really. It's really not.
Oh, how many people
Are
try
we
to
getting,
bang
are we
the
getting
robot?
a Rick and Morty sex bot episode?
No. Stop. I'm gonna explain.
I was-
God.
I mean, I feel like there's better directions to go there, but yeah.
Okay, so
That's
he
accurate.
brings the computer home, and she's just wrapped in bandages. Okay, and he's like, "How do I turn this computer on?" So
Stick
he's
his
like,
dick in it.
No. So he's like trying like, oh, they also have the Persicoms. They have these like ears that look like this. And that's like where the like, usually the on switch is in the ears here. And then there's
Okay.
usually like ports for like cables and stuff to like connect to like monitors or something, right?
Or like they're rectangles.
It looks like a little animal ear, like maybe a
little,
sheep or
like,
something
like
kind of ear.
this. But they can come in different shapes and
Oh,
like
I was gonna
stuff.
say, are we talking like Frieza ear?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but some of them do have ones kind of like that.
Okay.
But anyway, so he's trying to figure out how to turn on the computer, and he's like, am I just stupid? I don't understand. And then he's like, oh no, there's only one place I haven't tried. to turn on this fucking computer. And then it's just this like close up of her, what would be her vagina. And he's like,
Yo, called it.
no, stop. So he's like, but he's honestly such a good, wholesome boy that he's like, I know this is a computer, but I feel
So do
like
they
I'm
have
doing.
vaginas?
Not really.
That's not no.
I mean, I don't. They have.
Can they have the intercourse?
They can actually.
So then they have vaginas.
Well, actually, so
Or
So
this
is this
one.
genitals in
So
general.
is this a story about a guy who's like, I can't get laid? I'm gonna write a story about a guy who can't get laid.
No.
Who gets laid from a computer? Because I think Mike would like to read it.
No, because
Nah, I like humans.
she's the only.
Unless it's Android 18.
She's one of
That's
the
why
only
I
ones.
want robots.
She's like the only one
Cyborg's
because all the on switches are in the ear,
Uh-huh.
but her one happens to be in the vagina. So he can't fuck that one because she'll turn off. Okay?
He had to turn it on somehow.
Yes, I
Look,
mean he
no,
does
look,
turn it on
look.
eventually.
Look,
But-
he's just trying to turn her on.
Stop!
And she's
There's so
then-
much innuendo.
And she's
No!
always turned on.
Stop!
She's so turned on at all times, but he can't do
Until
anything
she's
about
on,
it
off,
because
on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off.
Can I
And
continue?
then there's just on.
You guys are fucking awful. Anyway, so he finally turns it on, but he then
Yeah, I'm good.
Stop
I'm
it!
glad he turned it on.
But then he realizes that she can
Love
only
Steve.
say one word, which is chi, and then he's like, all right, I guess that'll be your name because you don't fucking say anything else. So then he's like, I wonder if this
I
computer
love my dog's name Bark.
Yeah, didn't you hear upstairs?
And he's
my
like,
my cat meow.
stop. And so he's like, well, maybe this like computer is broken. And then she's like all sad. And he's like, okay, let's see if I can get it repaired because one of my friends has a computer too. So he's telling his friend who's also at cram school that his computer that he found in the trash is potentially broken. He's like, oh, I'll come over and like see if I can help you because I have he has like a little tiny computer and it's really cute.
Huh?
What?
No, keep going.
So they go back to
Does it fit in his pocket?
it, like she sits like on his
Hey, Colin,
shoulder or like
Colin,
right in his like
is it,
shirt pocket.
You know where I'm going with this?
No, she's too little for that, okay?
Well, we established they have genitals, and she's in his pocket.
She's like this size.
Like Cloud?
Like cloud size. She's tiny.
So she's
Pocket sized.
and she has genitals. One might say, which she is.
I don't know why. Why did you ask me to tell you about something niche only to ruin it?
Yo, it ruined itself.
No!
Early 2000s manga is just way too easy to make horny jokes.
No, but
Because
it's
it's
really,
horny as fuck.
It's always horny.
really a wholesome story, I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
wholesome story. It starts off with a boy and his robot, and the only way to have the story start is by the boy shoving his fingers up the robot.
Stop!
He's not wrong.
Wholesome story.
Okay,
all
anyway.
around.
Anyway, the whole point of the story is that she is actually like a fully realized AI,
Uh-huh.
right? So she can like learn. So she learns like stuff as she goes along, but there's no like programming that they can find in her to like be like, oh, this is how she works, right?
Right.
So then they like come across other robots, and like when he's talking to his friends about like their robots, that he's like, oh, but don't they just do this anyway? And they're like, no, this is just how I program them. So this is like the calculated response that they have. And he's like, huh, she doesn't have like programming that anyone knows of, right? And then you later find out that like her creators, which is actually his landlord because her husband dies,
Mm-hmm.
but his landlord, she's very smart, and her husband was also very smart, and they were like super into like the tech industry. And so he creates, and she can't have kids, so he creates her like a AI daughter. But then the AI daughter gets lonely, so they're like, let's create an AI twin daughter. So the twin is the one that he has, that he found in the trash. Yes.
So, father and mother
Yes.
can't have kids.
Yes.
So, they create a daughter. But the only way to activate their daughter is to turn on the switch in their vagina. Is what you're telling me.
I think it's so other people couldn't turn, like, there wasn't like
They
a normal.
designed
couldn't-
their daughter,
I don't think that's a good
their
argument.
daughter, quote unquote, to only ever be turned on by sticking their hands up her vagina. What? Sage, are you hearing yourself?
Hey, Mike, why don't you tell me about that very wholesome manga that you have from your childhood called Rosario Vampire?
I've only started reading it now.
I know.
I will be.
Also, Rosario Vampire, the manga, is more wholesome than the anime.
I
But
never
it's still
thought
horny.
Less so.
about it that much into
It's
it.
much more of a shonen than it is a ecchi. The show made it an ecchi.
I never thought about it that way.
You're gonna tell me that not like 3 weeks ago, you're gonna think about the Earth having more gravity in the center of the Earth for an anime, or how the robot gets into space, but you don't think about the anime that talks about a robot with a switch in its vagina.
Okay,
that
I
the
read this
parents
when I was like
created.
10.
No excuses.
But anyway, so the daughter AI gets lonely, right?
Oh boy.
So they
Bet she
create
does.
a twin.
I bet she does.
So
you think they turn each other on and off?
Stop. So they create a twin daughter AI, but then the original one decides she's in love with the father. So she's
Oh.
trying to like be with the dad. And they're and so
And they kept finding her turned off. They
And
just
the
don't know why.
and the twin was like, "No, you can't do that. Like these are our parents, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, but we're not even human, so it's Gucci." And she's like, "No, it's not." So then she gets sick and it's really weird. So she's like, "Just transfer my data and turn me off." And they're like, "Okay." So they transfer the data from the original one to the twin, and then they like cancel her. They destroy
Just
her.
yeet her out
They-
of the window.
Yeah.
Fucking
so then
cancel culture.
so then the twin is like,
Do you think it'd be weird that after you like kill your daughter, you still have to stick it in and turn it off?
"Stop." No,
I'm
because
gonna keep going back to this.
she's sick, so she's dying, so they don't have to turn it off. She turns off by herself.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so actually no, I think the twin sister turns her off, cause she asks her to.
Just want to say I fucking called it.
But anyway, no, they don't fuck. So ultimately, what happens is the main guy,
This show's doing it to itself, man. It makes it easy.
I'm gonna mind my own damn business.
the main guy realizes that he's in love with the robot, right?
Right.
And he's like, "I know this is incorrect, and like you're technically like a machine, right? But she's an AI, whatever, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "But you know what? It's fine. Like, we'll make it work." And it ends like on a very nice note of them being happy. And he's like, "I never got my dick wet, but that's all right."
So, anyways, we should have talked about Dragon Ball. We should have talked about Dragon
We
Ball
did.
today. We should have talked about Dragon Ball the whole time, apparently.
I just want to say I can't wait to get tweets, comments about how somebody's like, "That was my favorite anime. How could you fucking ruin it for me?" And I'm gonna be like, "Yo."
No, the anime
Listen-
is not good.
listen
The
to the
manga
plot.
the manga is much better.
Anyway, I want to real quick. I don't think either of you have played the game, but I just want to talk about it real quick. Psychonauts 2 /
No,
Psychonauts 1.
I don't care.
What's that?
Okay, so Psychonauts is a really, really fucking fun and unique 3D platformer collectathon game. And like from the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And you go into characters' minds, and like the levels are in their minds, and so they're all like super unique and different based on each character that you go into. And like later in the game, if you've never played it, spoilers, I guess. It's pretty old now though. Later in the game, like you go to like an insane asylum and you start going into like mental patients' heads and like seeing different like mental illnesses like shown through the game, and it's like creative ways.
Oh, interesting.
And like because you're in their mind, you kind of like help them work through their things, which is you could argue is questionable, but like also the game makes it a point that like you can do basically whatever in their mind because you are in their head.
Mm-hmm.
So like you kind of like help them work through the issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's just super creative and really fun. The story's great. Like the character writing's all super fun. Cut to fucking Jesus, like 20 years later. And hey, we got the sequel.
Jesus.
Not
did it
actually
take so
20,
long?
but like
It happens sometimes.
Yeah. I don't remember if it just didn't sell well or it just didn't really just work out. I don't really remember or know. But hey, sequel came out. They got they like kickstarted it or whatever. They used Fig, I think, is some other
Right,
version.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And they got it like super funded, and then they got bought by Microsoft. So then like now they have funding and whatnot. So they're like, yeah, we don't really need to do backing anymore. But hey, thanks for like making the game exist and whatnot. And so I've been playing the sequel because it came out yesterday.
Mm.
And it's like the time never passed. It's like just as charming, just as well written, just as creative and fun, and it's super great. And everybody should play it and love Psychonauts because it's amazing and it's like one of my favorite games of all time.
Neato.
Anyway, that was my quick plug. It's really fucking fun and it's out now.
I just started playing the Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Yeah, and you're
I
awful at it.
stink.
Wait, did you play the first Spider-Man?
No.
No.
Why the hell are you playing Miles Morales first? I
don't
mean, it
know.
doesn't really matter.
I
I
don't
guess.
think she knew it was a sequel. Did you?
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it.
I was telling her like because I played the other Spider-Man game. I was talking to you about that the other day and how XYZ was fun.
Oh, right.
Can you play PS4 games on a PS5?
I
I
think so.
don't remember. I remember that they originally said
Oh
that
no,
it was
yeah, it is
completely-
backwards.
Yeah,
it is
was
backwards
only
compatible.
for PS4, but for
then
certain
it's only
games,
for
I think.
PS4.
And I
if
think
you,
only
if
for
you
certain
want to
games.
borrow the Spider-Man game, I have it on disc.
Neat.
Yeah.
Is your PS5 a disc PS5?
What does that mean?
Does it have
Does
the
it have a
disc drive?
disc? Can you put discs into it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that
Wait,
you
are
can-
there some that don't? do
Yeah.
that?
Yes. Although it might not be disc backwards compatible. It might only be.
I'm sure it still is.
I don't remember.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
But because I remember that they were like, "Oh yeah, it's all backwards compatible," and then it super wasn't. And then
then
but
they're like,
X-
yeah.
and then Xbox was like, "Ours is."
Yeah, and then they were like, yeah, by fully backwards compatible, we meant just the previous generation, not, the other two ones. And I'm sitting here with my stack of PS2 games that was ever growing, getting so excited to be able to play them on a modern console. Like, oh.
Yeah, that was mostly the
So
reason I
this
was gonna
is-
get a PS5 too.
Yeah, same. I was really excited because I have like 10 JRPGs from the early 2000s on my PS2 that I really want to play again. And
Do you not
my
have a PS2?
My PS2 broke when I was in the middle of playing Persona 4. I borrowed a friend's to see if that worked. His was broken. I bought another one, and it is already on its way out.
I think I might have
I
one.
still have my original. It still works. I just like I don't. I've never. I,
also
don't have
just-
a lot of free
Here-
time anymore.
Here's the thing. I don't like using it. It's like it's older, it's clunkier, and the controller is so light it weirdly makes me uncomfortable.
Oh
like
no,
the sensitivity?
No, just like the weight
Oh,
of it.
physical.
The weight
Got
of it is so different than the modern controllers. I just don't like it.
I
I
see.
feel like the PS2 controller is like heavier than most modern controllers.
The one I have isn't. I had like a
I have the
not.
see-through one.
Yeah, I didn't. I had a see-through one that was. It was actually like Darth Vader themed. It was super cool and it was like nice and weighty and I liked it and it was perfect. But my first dog chewed through that when she was teething.
Mm.
Oh,
She chewed through both of my good controllers, my good PS2 controller, and my good GameCube controllers when she was teething. And to be fair, my dad did like cut the wires and like get them all fixed up, but it only worked for like a week before it stopped working.
Yeah, my when we got my dog Brody.
Yeah.
When we got her, she used to go downstairs and like eat like my headsets and stuff, and I got really really mad. So then I started locking the door whenever I'd leave.
It was kind of my fault because I remember one time Tiffany was literally, that was the name of my first dog. Like literally I'm sitting there playing the games and she comes up and she's right next to me and I'm like, oh, hey. And I'm just playing the game and I'm looking at the game and suddenly the controller stops working and I look down and she's chewing the wire and I'm like, I should have noticed this about 30 seconds ago, but I didn't. This is still your fault.
rip.
You
She was a good dog.
yeah, well, because like Brody, by the way, if you wouldn't guess, is a girl. Nobody ever guesses that by the name. And we made that point to my mom very clearly. My mom was like, "No, it's a great name. No one will think it's a boy." And then everybody goes, "Oh, like what's the name? Brody. Oh, he's so adorable. It's a girl."
I do think Brody is a cute name, though, for a girl dog.
Everyone thinks it's a guy though.
Brody is a cute dog.
Brody is really cute, though.
I miss my cat. That's how I feel about the dog.
Oh.
I have no problems with that dog, but I miss my cat specifically. I'd rather have my cat.
Oh.
The dog's
one
also
from
not
Texas?
mine,
I guess
what?
that's right.
The one from Texas?
but no, Mr. Man
Oh, Mr. Man.
fought a coyote.
He did.
You had a cat named Mr. Man.
So we had a cat that we got, and if I remember the story correctly, we were leaving this place that got bought out by the condos.
Uh-huh.
I've told you that before.
Right.
And so there was a lady that lived on that lot, and she had cats everywhere, like a sea of cats. Just cats everywhere.
Was she like an animal hoarder?
I don't know. I don't really remember her. I just remember that like we used to pass by the house, and she had just cats everywhere. So we were leaving like after like the final day when they were like kicking people out, and the lady like walked up to our car before we left and was like, "Do you want one of my cats? Like, I can't take care of them. Like, I don't know where we were going." And so my dad was like, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So we got out of the car, and I like sat down, and he was the one that ran up to me first, and like jumped in my lap.
Aww.
And so so that was the one that we took.
Tiny baby.
And so we took him home. My mom was very not pleased because she doesn't like cats. And so his official name via the vet was Bongo.
Bongo.
But what happened was my mom didn't like the cat, so it was Cat. She would just call him Cat. Then she liked him more, so he became Mr. Cat. And then it became Mr. Man when she started liking him, and that's just how we would call him. But anytime we took him to the vet, we'd forget what his name was, so we'd be like, "Oh yeah, here for Mr. Man." They'd be like, "We don't have that in the
Bongo.
Mr. Cat. No, that's not an. Oh right, Bongo.
Just cat, please."
But yeah, Mr. Man. I love that cat, and he used to like catch birds mid-flight. He used to like tackle everything, but he was like the nicest bird ever too.
Nicest bird
cat,
He was a very nice
nicest
bird.
cat ever. He would just like snuggle up with me and
Aw.
chill, and it was really funny because when we first got him, so we had a older lab at that point, Tucker, who was like already old and like just like chill, as most old dogs are, and when we got Mr. Man, he was like so energetic, and he would like attack
Right.
Tucker and like jump on her and everything. And Tucker was like, "What? Why? Like, leave me alone. Stop."
Please now.
So after some time, Mr. Man like chilled because he was like, "All right, cool. I guess that ain't how this works." So he became like a pretty chill cat. And then when Tucker passed and we got Brody, Mr. Man was like an older cat at this point, and then Brody was a young puppy. So he used to like jump on Mr. Man and like mess with him, and every time he'd be like, "Why? What's happening? I thought we had a deal. What's going on?" So he would just chill downstairs anytime the dog was around. So he'd just be like, "Dog's mean, and I thought we had a truce, and fucking asshole." And so he would just chill down with me while I played video games and like nestle up in my lap and stuff. And then he was like an indoor cat.
Oh yeah, I know that.
But like he would spend most of the time outside, and then he would just show up in the morning for food. But he like would hang out,
Yeah.
It depended. And then one day there was a coyote, and did not go well for him.
No, I can't imagine.
But the coyote also was dead. So
All right.
Jesus Christ.
my cat took out a coyote, bro. If my cat's gonna go out anyway, I'll take it. But like, also I'd like my cat still.
We had a cat Mojo who did not like.
Mojo Jojo.
Yes, that's what I named him after.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was 6. He was a black and white tuxedo cat, and he was a very handsome boy, but he was also a really, really bad cat.
Mr. Man was also black and white.
Yeah, but he used to hate all other animals.
Okay.
Even the other cat we had, Wesley, they were not.
Wesley Snipes.
Just
Damn.
Wesley.
Okay.
But so he didn't even like the other cat, Wesley, and Wesley was a huge scaredy cat, so we'd always run away from Mojo. And I remember one time when I was in my old bedroom, he would open the door to my room in the nighttime and then sleep directly on top of my feet. But he was also a really fat cat, so it was like 20 pounds of like fur and heat and body weight directly on just my feet. And anytime I would like want to turn, I would have to go so slow, because if I didn't, he would just be like claws into the feet because you
anytime
can't
I
move
moved,
them.
because I would sleep on my side.
Mhm.
Mr. Man would curl in like the spot in front of my stomach. But if I ever wanted to rotate, because I was a pretty restless sleeper as a kid, like I couldn't fall asleep ever. And if I ever wanted to rotate sides, I had to be super sly about it. Otherwise, he would just get up and walk out of the room, and I'd be like, "No,
Come back.
See, with Gio is if he's sleeping in my room, he'll be at the foot of my bed and he pushes himself up against my legs. So I need to shift 3 or 4 times before I fall asleep. Go back and forth. If I move away from him, he gets very upset. He used to move closer in and push himself into me, but now he just gets offended and leaves or goes to his own bed.
He's so insulted. That
He's insulted. But the thing is, he'll only stay in my bed for about an hour, and then he's done, and he goes to his bed because he likes to sprawl out fully. And I'm like, that's great. I love to sprawl out fully as well. So then he's just in his bed next to my bed, so it's really nice. But the other day there was a thunderstorm. It was a really
poor
serious
baby.
one, and he really doesn't like it. He freaks out. He just paints heavily because he's his heart's racing. He kept laying down with his whole 80-pound weight on top of my chest as I'm trying to sleep. And I have work the next day. And I'm just like, I need you to just go to sleep literally anywhere. Just pick a spot. I'll hold you. Okay, no, you're on the other side of the bed. It's been 2 minutes since you've moved. You're laying down with your full weight on my chest. After 2 hours of this, he got up and wanted to leave my room. He left my room for about 10 minutes. He went to my parents' room, did it to my dad. He was not happy about it.
I could just imagine your dad being like, no.
No, he put up with it though, because he does like the dog.
Yeah.
He does really like our dog. But after 15-ish minutes, he came back to my room and started doing it again. And I was like, you got to just pick a spot, because it's 3 a.m.
You're like, bro, come on.
I have work in the morning. I'm so tired.
Brody does the same thing. Well, I mean, Brody doesn't get on our bed, but she thunder or fireworks also freak her out. So because I'm in the basement, I'll be like, come downstairs, and she'll come downstairs, and then I'll be like, all right, just lay on one of the couches down there, just lay down, and pat on the couch, or jump up. She'll sometimes lay down, but then she'll get up and leave, and then go back upstairs, and then freak out again. And it's I'm trying to help you out here.
I'm giving you a solution.
Stay down here, lay on the couch that you're never allowed on the furniture. So why don't you lay on the couch for once and just chill on this comfy couch and go to bed? She'll keep getting up. I was like, all right, well, fucking I don't know what you want from me, dog. Anyway, we were supposed to be talking about anime.
Yes, this was quite a tangent here.
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions about Dragon Ball from earlier?
I don't
I'm
know
sure
if we need
I
to go back
did,
to Dragon
but I
Ball.
can't remember them
That's
now.
fine. I'd rather talk about
All right, hold on, I could talk about something.
By
What?
all means.
So I have been reading the Rosario Vampire manga. I own all of it. And because I have no free time, I'm reading it on I own all of it, and I'm reading it all on Viz,
right?
because
naturally.
yeah, because I have more free time when I'm not home. So I'm not going to bring the manga to work or some
Please
shit.
do.
You should.
But so
Bring the whole box.
Yeah, the whole fucking carry case. Yeah. That case, the fucking thing though is really pretty though. Anyway, so I've been reading it, and it's funny how different it is, because I always knew it was different from the anime. People had always said that to me.
Right.
But I never read it, so I was like, I believe you, but I don't know how. Different
But
it
how
is.
different could it be?
And so far from what I remember of the anime, early on, where I am, because I'm still kind of early in the manga, because I don't have much free time. It's definitely more tame than the anime, at least early on. It still has those shots where you're like, all right, there's the panty shot, but it's not super often. Where in the anime it was fucking
Every 3 seconds?
yeah, everywhere. And so and it's definitely because they've already done a few things that the anime never did. Because in the anime, Skune, main boy, he's just always a dude, just always a normal human dude in a world of monsters, and that's just antics, but sexy antics.
Right.
Right, as you do. In the manga, it's here's some slight sexy, but very rarely sometimes, and here's some action because it's a shonen,
Yeah.
and then he gets a power boost because he's getting his ass kicked, and then Mocha, vampire lady, is I'll help you because he's dying, so
That's
she gives
when
him some
she
of
has
her, yeah.
the silver hair, right?
Yeah. So because he's dying or dead or whatever, so she gives him some of her blood, and he gets vampire powers.
Right.
And becomes super strong, but only sometimes. Only if she gives him her blood.
Right, I remember that.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I've never seen Rosario.
Wait, but
I've never
does
read
she get the
Rosario.
silver hair if she has his blood?
No. She gets the silver hair if the Rosario is taken off of her because it reduces her power. It keeps
Oh,
her
okay.
power in check.
Gotcha.
So they're like two different people. Like there
Right.
are two personalities,
Right.
but the Rosario keeps her power in check.
Right.
So when it's released, the other Mocha shows up.
Right.
Silver-haired Mocha, who's like kind of a tsundere.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I guess.
more so in the
Tsundere light.
yeah. It's more so in the manga, like where well not more so, but like yeah, tsundere light.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, that's accurate. So he gets like vampire powers and then can like kick ass, but only if she gives it to him. And so everyone has shown up by now except for Best Girl, and I'm like reading
Which
it
is
like
the
when-
ice girl?
Yeah, which is Ice Girl, and I'm like, just when am I gonna get to Ice Girl? I just want to get back
Wait,
to
what
her.
are you up to?
I was.
They're in the human world currently.
I was so close to getting you a figurine of her for your birthday.
Are there any good ones?
So I could find one, which if you by good you mean it has a removable skirt, because that's what it totally has.
No, that's a child. Can't do that.
That was the only one I could find, and it was like out of print, so it was just on eBay for a bunch of money.
Rip.
Yeah, I assumed there probably weren't many. I don't think that at least show-wise it sold very well. I mean, it got 2 seasons, but and that second season really goes off the rails. Got a banger of an OP though.
Oh, that's all that's important.
Absolute banger of an OP. But it goes full ecchi. Like they went from season 1 where it's like fun antics with ecchi to season 2 where they're like we're just an R+ ecchi show now.
Yikes! Why?
I don't know. I really don't know because everyone the manga was great. I think people like historically really liked it. Like they loved what it did. No idea why they were like cool ecchi all the way now.
Yikes!
No, if I'm reading or watching an ecchi, I want it to be full ecchi and comedy. I want to laugh at this. I want this to be a joke.
I think it's comedy.
I want it to be a joke.
I don't remember that.
No, that's
Like Girls
fine.
Bravo, it's full ecchi, but it's also a comedy.
Yeah, I like
Give me Keijo.
like
I want ecchi, but sports anime.
Prison School. It's awful
never seen it.
trash.
I also
It's
have
so
not seen
funny.
it.
It's on my list. I'll get to it.
Yeah, it's funny. Apparently, I just found out because when it ended, it was like, this is very open-ended to continue, and I left it for about 4 years, and I looked at it the other day. I was like, they continued that story. There's a whole bunch I haven't read yet.
LOL.
I did start Megalo Box Season 2.
Oh, how is that?
Wait. There's a season 2?
The
Yeah.
dub just finished. It's been out for like a few months now, though.
Where the hell have I been?
I didn't know you
Under a
watched
rock?
Megalo Box. I would have
Yeah, I
told you.
watched season 1 when it
Oh,
first came
I
out.
would have
Yeah,
told
it's
you.
great.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it
but
was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Megalo Box Season 2.
Nomad.
Just as great. Super good. Story is super fun. Really liking it.
Lydia, I need to watch that.
Yeah. Dub's
gotta
fully
finish
out.
Beastars
It's
first.
on,
I sure do.
Yeah.
And I need to finish My Hero.
And My Hero, because we have that
It's on Funimation, not Netflix.
because you gotta come see the
Megalobox?
Yeah.
My Hero movie with us.
Oh yeah, we're trying to get a big crew to go see the My Hero movie. Got to
Oh.
catch up
What nerds?
by October.
I could do that.
I'm sure you won't.
I'm
But
sure
you could.
you
definitely
potentially might.
could. Will you? No.
You
But
don't
you
know
could.
me. I
Kinda-
could.
I kind of do know you.
No.
Yeah, I kind of do.
How's Game of Thrones going? What episode are you on?
Yeah.
What episode are you on?
Season. No.
Season
Season
what?
Mm,
Season 1?
yeah.
Episode 4?
Yeah.
So where you left off 6 months ago?
I remember getting in the car with you and you were like, "I'm watching Game of Thrones." And I was like, "Yeah." And you were like, "Uh huh." I was like, "Cool. How far are you in?" And you were like, 3 episodes. And I was like, "Wow, look at you." Then you did 1 episode since then.
That's pretty good for me. Although I will be honest, I am almost up to season 3 of
We
The
should really get
Nanny.
new stands.
Why?
You should mute that.
You hear what I said?
What?
I said I am almost up to season 3 of The Nanny.
Oh, that's great.
Great.
But
sure.
that's because I don't watch like The Nanny like full attention. The Nanny is A1 background noise because I already know what's gonna happen. I can't watch My Hero and its seriousness or even the less serious parts as background noise because then I'll have to continuously rewatch it because I won't have absorbed anything.
I can multitask anime. I do it all the time.
No, I can only
Unless
do that
if
with.
it's if it's subbed, I can't.
I
but,
really
like,
It's-
thought I could do it more than I realized that I was actually doing it.
Like
I can only do it if I'm playing video games.
I can only do it if I'm reading. Like I can do split screen, like watching anime and doing like when I was like drawing our character designs, or watching anime and rating BLs.
Like
That's the only time.
So like what I do or did, I don't do it super often anymore. And just again, because I have no fucking free time. The last time I
maybe
played a
create
video
some.
game was Psychonauts 2. But anyway, so what I used to do was I'd have my laptop on my legs, and then I would like sit like kind of up so my legs were up, and I'd flatten the screen so that way it was like higher up, and then I would play video games in front of me, and so my lower eye line would be anime, top eye line would be video games.
It sounds
Do
god awful.
you want to hear the very first setup I had for that? Okay, so this is like how far back I was doing this before this was like a realistic option. I had like the CRTV right there.
Yeah.
I would have like the actual TV running, and I had we had a car VHS player that had the red, yellow, white
Right.
plug-in
Components.
So I'd plug it in right over there around the corner. This screen that is this big, maybe like 4 or 5 inches big, and I would play Kingdom Hearts 2 on there while I watched.
Why would
my
you?
gym partner's a monkey over there, and I'd just be like doing both at the same time.
Christ.
That was the
Shout out
first
to
time
that
I was
show.
the first time I was able
Why
to
would you
multitask
play
games.
a game on such a small
Because it
screen
was
like
the
Kingdom
first-
Hearts?
Because I realized I need to be able to focus on 2 things at once and play a game and then also watch a TV show at the same time. And eventually it was like mastered when I had the dual monitor set up on my PC, and it's like, yes, this is perfect for this.
See, I couldn't do it that way.
But,
'cause,
like,
my brain won't.
Oh,
get
no,
that
that's
You
where
need,
it's
like,
I need
one-
the top down, yeah.
But like that was like the first time I like realized I could do that and like set
kinda
the
like
whole
that
thing
too. I
up.
need
And
the
my
top
sister
down.
was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess I'm a fucking nerd. I guess."
Yeah.
I need it because like I don't think I have like legitimate ADHD. Because I don't
beginning
want to
to-
claim that. 'Cause
I'm
I don't-
beginning to think I do.
I mean, I don't want to claim I do because like I don't know. I don't know how the spectrum works of it and whatnot, and but like I need to be doing things.
You need stimulation.
Yeah, and like so a lot of times like just doing one thing isn't enough, so I need the 2 things. It's like listening to music and doing homework, or like I'll listen to music even when I'm editing, even though like I'll have the thing on, like I'll have like very low, just like lo-fi or something, like not actual music but like lo-fi.
No, I understand what you're saying.
And just like I need something.
You like something that like helps you focus.
Yeah, like or like I'll be sitting there editing and like fucking with my fidget spinner and like whatnot and like working
Yeah.
on stuff. Like I need something.
That's why I was always, whenever I played World of Warcraft, because I played that for a couple of years, I would do that and I would watch sitcoms at the same time because I needed that in between any kind of like thing I have to think about in the game. I need to be able to focus on something else, because if I'm not focusing on something, then I was just like going crazy.
Yeah, I always need something, unless like I'm super invested. But like, but if I'm not, then like I'll just keep getting on my phone, looking at like surfing, fucking whatever.
I can't read without listening to music.
I don't read. Words are scary. I need pictures.
I can read without listening to music. I do like to read with music. I was reading manga and listening to music like the entire quarantine. That was like 4 hours a day for me.
Do you
was,
guys
I
do
put
you
on-
guys read in your head?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
do you say the words in your head?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there are people that don't do that.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
There are
some people
that-
just
Wait,
look at
you
it.
just
and
People that-
look at it and you're like, I'm
There are people
absorbing this
people that
information.
I mean, I
that
can do
read
that.
and don't say it out loud in their mind.
I can do that.
You know what I
I
do?
need to do it.
I say it out loud in my mind, and if there's, let's say I'm like Gone Girl, right?
Yeah.
So I've already seen the movie. I think I saw the movie and then I read the book, and when I'm visualizing it and reading it in my own head, I'm doing it as the perspective of Ben Affleck and Pike is her
Actress.
last name,
Sure.
the one who plays Amy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because that's like what I already have in my head, is that's like their voice
Well, it's like anytime I read the
and their
Joker.
visuals.
Joker is always Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
And
or
like
Kevin Conroy as Batman.
whatchamacallits. But if I've never seen like,
Rosamund Pike.
thank you, I can never pronounce her name. But
Like Neil Patrick Harris was in that, huh?
he was. Like I read What is that book called?
Like I'll create my own voices. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like reading your fucking the words on that can, like I can't read it without saying the words in my head. Like I don't think I'd process the information. Like
Yeah, if I do it without saying it in my head, that's when I know I've just glazed over and I'm literally absorbing nothing.
Right.
Yeah, that's when I'm thinking about something else but reading the words.
But I'm
at the
going
same
like
time,
this.
and I
I'm
realize,
just looking at it.
And I
I'm
realize
not
I've
reading.
read the last 3 pages, but I haven't absorbed anything because I'm thinking about something else and I'm just acknowledging the
God,
words.
every fucking summer reading, the dumbest thing ever.
Oh, I like summer reading.
I hated summer reading, and every time I would fall asleep reading it, but like every time I would read like a chapter and they'd be like, fuck, I don't even remember what the hell I just read. And I have to go back and read the chapter again and then do that like 30 times because like I just can't pay attention. Like I don't read books because my brain will not focus on it enough. Like I can't do it. Like
is
it's
there,
not.
like, is like the text like too much to like look at? If that
I
makes sense.
don't know. I just like I can never like I could just never do it. Like it just would never hold my attention to like read it. And everyone's like, well, you just gotta find a good book. And it was like, I found good books, but like it would still happen. It
You
was just
ever
my
read Harry
like,
Potter?
no.
Oh, you should grab those before you leave.
Yes, I was going to.
There are like 3 books that I can think of that I really liked: Maniac McGee, Into the Wild, and I said 3, but I don't actually remember the third. But there is a third.
So at least 2.
At least 2.
Here you go.
And just like just the word, like it's not enough for my brain to like keep with it. Like I'll just sidetrack myself so fast, so quick,
recommend
looking at a bunch
trying
of words.
large textbooks.
It's just the words, and like there's nothing there but letters. So like my brain isn't like
Yeah, but large text, there's more space, so it feels like less like a wall. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know. Like because I've thought about audiobooks, but then I'm like,
I've heard those are good.
yeah, I mean, I think about it sometimes, but like the only ones that would ever interest me are like audiobooks of like The Sandman, which is
Yeah,
like a
but-
Neil Gaiman
but,
comic,
like-
and I'd rather look at the fucking pictures while I do it.
Yeah, but like how would listening to an audiobook be different to you than listening to like Critical Role?
I don't think it would be, but I wouldn't be as interested.
In an audiobook?
Yeah.
Oh, well then I think that there is the argument of you got to find the right book.
I mean, I don't know. Like, because at that point, I'd be like, I could be listening to an audiobook, but also I could
Why
be
don't
listening
you-
to something more interesting to me, like the Critical Role podcast.
Do you like Dune? Do you like the idea of Dune?
I will watch the movie. Of
I
Dune.
sure
will never read
bought
the
it. I
Dune.
sure read the first chapter.
I was gonna say maybe you could listen to that as an audiobook.
It's
I
sure
don't-
been 8 months since I read that first chapter.
Yeah, I remember you were like, yeah, I started reading Dune and then I never heard anything more about it.
Yeah, I read the first chapter and then I kept reading manga.
He kept reading One Piece specifically.
Yeah. No, I'd already finished One Piece
I
at
wonder
that
if
point.
that dub is finished with the Dressrosa arc yet, and I can watch
I
it.
don't think so.
Probably not. It's fucking 100-something episodes.
It is the longest arc up until that point.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It's been beaten though. Wano.
It was the longest arc
Yikes.
until Wano, yeah. And then
Yeah,
it all
but
takes
they're
place,
amazing.
It's a fucking like 4 years of anime that takes place over the course of like 2 days in the actual canonical timeline of the show. Like they were only like 500 episodes of the anime is like less than a year.
Yeah.
What?
In the show.
Yeah.
Like the Straw Hats are together less than a year before the 3 year time skip.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've only been together like in the
couple
show's
months.
timeline for like a
A
total,
couple months?
like a total
Yeah.
of a year, or not even.
I think it's just under a year. I don't remember
the
exactly.
entire
I don't remember
year.
exactly.
1997 to 2021, it's only been like it's under a year in their time.
That's not true.
I just asked you, and you said under a year.
But there's the time skip. No, that's before
They've
the
been
time skip.
together.
Oh,
I'm asking them physically have been a crew.
I don't know. No, because you still count the time skip.
Not
in
counting
that.
the time skip.
Okay, then the time that they're together fully. I don't
Yes.
know how long it is post time skip that they're together, but I think there's a couple of
Because
larger chunks of
I
time.
think it's like maybe a year.
Big yikes.
I couldn't tell you. It's a lot of stuff there, and there's a lot of feelings made and a lot of love. Look, One Piece is great. Fuck you. Okay, One Piece.
I
is-
didn't say it
One
wasn't
Piece.
great.
One Piece is the greatest manga Not really. It's amazing though. It's fucking top tier. It's so good.
It's definitely in the gold star echelon.
Yeah. It does world building.
The triple S rank.
It does world building amazing. It's pretty consistent in the fact that the arcs are all good and it only feels weaker once or twice. And yeah, you got Colin to talk about One Piece and say it's great once again.
We're gonna get a bingo card
right
going.
at the end.
We're gonna get a bingo card going of how many times like I bring up Naruto,
Or
Colin
I
brings
bring up
One Piece,
One Piece or JoJo's.
or JoJo, or something like that.
JoJo's story's still here.
When's part 6? Come on.
December. I'm really excited.
Hell yeah, on Netflix
Part
first.
yeah.
Weirdly,
Part 6 is amazing. I'm pretty excited that Netflix got it. That's good for them.
I'm interested to see how that affects things.
I want to see how they release
and
it.
I
feel
also
like
want to see if it's immediate or not immediate.
I don't think they're gonna do immediate. That would be really weird. But I
But they
don't know how
never-
they're gonna do. I feel like they might do like a couple chunks.
I don't know. It'll be
Like-
interesting.
like
Like,
maybe
like
like
3
thr-
episodes
Yeah,
at a
like
time
maybe
kind
3
of a thing?
episodes at a time.
It'll be interesting because I mean I know apparently they do. We've talked about it that they do serialized weekly stuff, but they have never done it for anime.
Maybe they'll do it like Invincible, and it's just like 3 episodes the first on release, and then like episode each week.
Like weekly following that.
Yeah,
Loved Invincible.
yeah, that was. I think that's a good system because then you could get like started in the story and understand who Jolene is and what her her stand and her story are going to be.
Yeah.
And move forward.
Still no update since Crunchyroll and Funimation have merged about anything going on about that.
Yeah,
I
probably
don't-
because
They're still figuring it out, probably.
yeah, I was gonna say they probably still have to do a bunch of whole legal mumbo
Logistical
jumbo
shit,
and all that jazz.
We'll figure it out by next year.
Yeah, maybe. I still hope that they use Crunchyroll's player instead and UI
Yeah.
and everything about theirs.
Yeah,
instead of Funimation's.
watching My Hero on Funimation is like kind of killing my soul.
Watch it on Hulu.
I don't have Hulu.
No.
I also don't really like
Use my
Hulu's
Hulu.
UI all that
I
much
don't like
either.
it either.
Yeah, I don't
It's
like
kind of
Hulu's UI.
sluggish, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I'm not a fan. I don't think it's
Oh,
very
I
intuitive.
like Hulu's.
So
The
goes.
Ghost is back.
Don't bug the pipes. All right.
Yeah, I don't enjoy Hulu all that much.
Me neither. I don't think it's very good.
That being said,
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Jeez, wrap
my
it up,
dog
I
is
guess.
screaming.
All
My
right,
boy
well,
needs me.
His
He needs
dog
cuddles.
needs love.
I wanted to do this episode on the couch with Gio with me, but you said no.
It wouldn't have worked. We'd have to move everything, and that would be just so inconvenient.
I just want to make fun of you. I just want to upset you. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Can we just flash a picture of Gio on the screen?
Oh, I'll put a
we should have had a Geo Cam.
Geo.
GeoCam,
Oh,
that
GeoCam would have been
so
great.
Cute.
I'm gonna go record Geo for an hour and a half in GeoCam.
Anyway, thanks for watching Vaguely Anime Podcast and or listening. If you watched us, hey, thanks. You get to see our stupid faces. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. It helps us out, all that jargon. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc., thanks. Don't forget to rate, leave a review, follow us, whatever you can. In 2 weeks,
No, next week.
next week,
Oh, I better start watching.
Anime Club.
Yeah.
Next week,
Yes.
fuck, next week. All right, and next week is Anime Club.
Anthony's pick.
Yeah, Anthony's
Yep.
pick for Mushishi. Yeah, you should have started watching that. That's 24 episodes, bud.
Is it?
Yeah,
I thought
That's
it was
tonight.
only 12.
it is 24 or 26.
Oh.
One of those
Why
two.
did I think
I
it was only
thought it
12?
was 12.
Sure isn't.
All right, I should start watching it too.
Jesus Christ.
Sure
what is
is
wrong
20.
with you people?
Sure is 26.
Yep. Why do you all put it off?
I didn't mean to because I thought it was only 12, so I was like, I can do that.
Anyway.
I decided to watch The Lord of the Rings is the problem.
Anyway, next week is our Anime Club, Mushishi. So, if you were watching it, come talk about it with us. If you haven't, do it anyway. We need the views. Please.
Please.
Yeah. Don't forget to follow Anthony on YouTube at Super Milkshake and Kat on Twitch at Kat the Moonstar. I don't think we have anything else to plug. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening, watching, etc. And see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.